Hey guys, it's Joe from Mattress Clarity. If you're looking for a natural latex mattress, you probably have come across the Avocado, Zenhaven, or the Cedar Mattress from Brentwood Home. And you might be thinking, these seem pretty similar on the surface, but are there any differences? And which one should you get? Well, it's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be running through the pros and cons of each mattress, the similarities, the differences, and telling you who should get one over the other, so stay tuned. If you want to see a list of my favorite latex mattresses, simply Google Mattress Clarity Best Latex Mattress. If you have any questions about today's review, just leave a comment below. I do read and reply back to every single comment on YouTube, so I will get back to you. Just leave a comment below. Let's talk about what's similar between these three mattresses. Definitely very high quality mattresses overall. They also use all natural latex somewhere in the mattress. They're going to be longer lasting, more durable mattresses than many other mattresses that you might find out there online. Also going to be very, very supportive overall, going to support heavy weights, and they're also going to be very bouncy as well. All right, we know about the similarities, but let's talk about the differences between these mattresses now. So the Avocado and the Cedar have button tufting on the mattresses, and the Zenhaven does not. That's going to create a little bit of a fluffier feel on the very top of the mattress. Also, the processing of the latex is going to be different between the Zenhaven and the Avocado and Cedar. The Avocado and Cedar have Dunlop processed natural latex versus Talalay latex with the Zenhaven. If you really want to, you can read more about what the differences are. In my personal opinion, there's not really a huge difference there, so I wouldn't really be too concerned with that. Also, the springs in the Avocado and Cedar are going to be different from the Zenhaven. So Zenhaven actually has 4 layers of latex versus springs in the support layer of the Avocado and the Cedar. I would say the Zenhaven is going to be bouncier out of the 3 just because it doesn't have that button tufting that the Avocado and the Cedar have. And also the Zenhaven is flippable, so it has 2 firmness levels in one. The Cedar is not, it doesn't have any firmness options. The Avocado actually has a pillow top option, so you do have 2 firmness options. You can add a pillow top on the Avocado. All right, now let's break down the construction of each mattress and see what the differences are. All right, let's start with the Avocado first. We have support coils that are actually in 3 different zones, so it's going to give you more support under the middle part of the mattress, underneath the heavier parts of your body. Then you have 3 inches of Dunlop processed latex, and then you have the option of getting a 2-inch pillow top, which is the one that I reviewed, so you'd have 5 inches of latex in that case, or just 3 inches of latex if you don't get the pillow top. It also has a tufted top with wool underneath there, so it gives it kind of this fluffy feel to it on the very top of the mattress. And now let's move on to the Cedar mattress. We have support coils as well in there. Then we have 2 inches of latex that are actually cut into grooves that'll help with pressure relief. Then above that, 2 inches more of a layer of latex. And then also a tufted top with wool that makes it pretty fluffy on top. So pretty similar to the Avocado in that regard. And finally, let's take a look at the Zenhaven mattress. All right, so the Zenhaven now, we have a flippable mattress, so that's unique to the other 2. You basically just flip it around to go from the firm side to the soft side. You have 9 inches in total, 4 latex layers. The latex is actually Talalay processed latex and not Dunlop latex. So you have an 1.5 inch top layer and then 2 3-inch layers and then an 1.5 inch layer below that. So no matter which side you're on, you're gonna have an 1.5 inch on top and then 2 3-inch layers and then an 1.5 inch below that. And again, it's just Talalay latex versus Dunlop latex and 9 inches in total. All right, so that's the Zenhaven mattress. Now, what are the key takeaways here? With the Avocado, you have a pillow top option. That's unique to them. You do not have any firmness options with the Cedar. You also have flippable options with the Zenhaven. So the firmness range is pretty tight, but you can flip from a firm to a soft side, and you don't have firmness options with the Cedar. You also have springs versus latex in the support layer with the Zenhaven, so that's something to note. I think the Avocado and the Cedar might be a little bit better, more supportive for heavier people because of that, but that's just my personal opinion. You also have Dunlop latex versus Talalay latex, so I'd encourage you to potentially look into the differences there, but I don't think the differences are that big. You have Dunlop with the Avocado and the Cedar versus Talalay in the Zenhaven, so that's just something to note. And then lastly, you have the tufting on the top of the Cedar and the Avocado versus the Zenhaven. What that really means is it's gonna be a little bit fluffier on top of the Avocado and the Cedar, and it's gonna be a little bit more bouncy on the Zenhaven. All right, now let's talk about firmness and feel differences. As far as firmness is concerned, these are very similar firmnesses. So the Avocado, I put it at 6.5. The Cedar, I put at 6.5. The Zenhaven has 2 firmnesses in one. I put the softer side at a 6.5, the firmer side at a 7. So pretty tight range, 6.5, 7 there. So very, very, very similar firmness. The feel is also very similar as well. I would say there are some subtle differences. The Avocado and the Cedar, just because they have this button tufting, a little bit more wool. It has kind of a fluffier top than the Zenhaven does. The Zenhaven is going to be a little bit bouncier as well, so it is very similar overall, but there are some subtle differences. I'm going to talk through different sleeping positions and how I feel on all the mattresses. Starting on my back, I would give a slight preference to the Cedar mattress. Allows my hips to sink in. You have that fluffiness on top, but then it kind of holds you up other than that. I think the other two mattresses are good fits as well, but I would give just a slight preference to the Cedar for back sleeping. For stomach sleeping, I would give the preference to the Zenhaven. I think because of the tufted top and the kind of fluffiness on top of the Avocado and Cedar, I think that the Zenhaven is a little bit more appropriate for stomach sleeping on the firm side. Got the right firmness there, the right support that you want for stomach sleeping. Switching onto my side, I think the Avocado really stands out here. It does a little bit better at relieving pressure. You have that fluffiness on top a little bit more than you do with the Cedar, and I just think it relieves pressure a little bit better, and I think it's better fit for side sleeping. Mattress Clarity, we love our pressure map testing because it shows exactly how well each mattress relieves pressure. I get down on a pressure map, you see anywhere from blue to no pressure, all the way up to red to high pressure. What really matters is when you sleep on your side. So when I got down on the Zenhaven, you'll see a little bit of red on my shoulder. When I got down on the Cedar, you'll see a little bit less red on the shoulder. Then on the Avocado, you won't see any red at all. So I would say the Avocado in this case relieves pressure the best out of the three mattresses.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. Joe's 5'9", 160. I'm 6'7", 230. I'm a larger person, want to give my experience with these three mattresses. So today we have the Zenhaven, the Avocado, and the Cedar. They're all very supportive mattresses. They're also very durable. So for a heavier person like myself, they support me. They're also going to last a good amount of time. Also with the Zenhaven, it's a good match for me when I'm on my stomach. You have this like firmer side, so I don't bow in at the hips, I feel very well supported. Then you also have the Avocado. That's gonna be a better choice for me as a side sleeper. So feeling some nice pressure relief from my shoulders and my hips. If I had to choose for heavier back sleepers, I'd probably lean towards the Cedar as well.
If you sleep with a partner, there's two additional things you're going to want to consider when looking at a mattress. It's motion transfer and edge support. Motion transfer is basically, if your partner's moving around on that side of the bed, is that motion going to be isolated or transfer over to you and possibly wake you up at night? Edge support is basically, can you sit or sleep towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you're going to fall off? As far as motion transfer is concerned, I would give the advantage to Avocado and Cedar. I think the tufting, the button tufting here, does a bit better of a job at isolating motion overall. As far as edge support is concerned, I would also give the advantage to Avocado and the Cedar. I think just having springs in the mattress kind of prevents that rolling off the bed feeling a little bit better. All right, now the moment you've all been waiting for, which one of these three mattresses is going to be the right fit for you? All right, as far as who should get the Avocado, I think if pressure relief is crucial for you, I do believe that it relieves pressure better than the other two mattresses do. It did show that in the pressure map testing, so I think if you sleep on your side, that is definitely something to consider. I think it's the best option for side sleepers. Also, if you're a lightweight sleeper, I think it's the best option. It's gonna be the most comfortable option. It has that nice fluffy top, so you're not gonna feel that firmness that you might on the other two mattresses. All right, as far as who should get the Zenhaven mattress, it's definitely the bounciest of the three mattresses. So if you want a little bit more bounce out of your mattress, definitely choose the Zenhaven. I think it's the best choice for stomach sleepers. I think that firmer side is definitely going to be a very good option for a stomach sleeper, so that's something to consider. They also have two firmness options in one, so they have the firm side and soft side. I think they're at a 6.5 and a 7, so pretty close there. So if you really want to hone in on the right firmness, definitely choose the Zenhaven. As far as who should pick the Cedar, I think it's the most appropriate choice for back sleepers. I think it's very supportive overall. And then I think it's the most supportive mattress for heavier people. So I think it's a pretty tough call between that and the Avocado, but I would say the Cedar is going to be the best, most supportive option for heavier people. All right, that's basically it. Hopefully I've given you a good overview of these similarities and differences between these three mattresses. There are a lot of similarities, but some subtle differences as well. So hopefully the choice is pretty clear, but if for some reason you're still a little bit confused, you can just leave a comment below and I can give you a personal recommendation. I do read and reply back to every single comment on YouTube, so just leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you're just getting started in your mattress buying journey, definitely check out mattressclarity.com. If you want to see a full list of our top picks, simply Google Mattress Clarity Best Mattress. Once again, let me know if you have any questions.